Hello everyone, welcome to day 11th of January Lead Code Challenge, and I hope all of you are having a great time. Now let's quickly talk about today's question. Today's question is sum of root to leaf binary numbers. In this question, we are given a binary tree, and each node of the binary tree can either have a value 0 or 1. We need to identify the sum of all numbers that are present in this binary tree. And how do we define a number? You start traversing from the most significant bit, which turns out to be the root of the tree, and follow along the path up till the leaf nodes. So one possible number would be 100, and when you convert it into decimal format, integer value, what you will get? You will get 4. 100 is represented as 4. 101 is represented as 5, 110 is represented as 6, 111 is represented as 7. So when you sum these up, what are you going to get? You will get 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, which is nothing but 22. For those who are new, this example is for you. And for those who have been following along, I am pretty sure that you guys must have been able to solve this question by yourself. Let's quickly walk on to the presentation where I'll talk about the approach on how to go about solving this question. Sum of root to leaf binary numbers, lead code 1022. So let's take the same example that was specified in the question. The example gives us the biggest hint that the root node should be treated as the most significant number. So let's write the binary representation of one particular number, and here in this case it would be 100, and we need to give precedence to the pre-computed sum that we have calculated so far while moving across down in the tree. So you'll get to know what I'm trying to imply. Let's take and discuss this example. So let's get started. The total sum right now is 0, and what do we see? We see 1 at the root node. So the sum gets updated to 1, and when you are passing this value, since the precedence of the root node or the upper nodes is higher than the lower nodes, what you're going to do, you're going to multiply it with 2. So it gets multiplied with 2 and gets passed on to the child nodes. So the sum that gets passed on from 1 to 0 is 2. So let's proceed ahead. Next we see is 0, and 2 plus 0 still remains at 0. Now again, the value gets passed to its child node. What we are going to do, we're going to multiply it with 2. So 2 into 2 gives us 4. Awesome. And what do we see here? The value is 0. So 4 plus 0 is 4, and it's a leaf node, so it gets added to the total sum. So 4 gets updated as the total sum. Let me just write it here. And let's proceed to its right child. 4 gets passed on. 4 plus 1 is 5. It's a leaf node, and we stop the iteration, and 5 gets added to the sum. So 4 plus 5 turns out to be 9. Let's complete the iteration for the right subtree as well. Right now, what value has been passed to 1? 2 has been passed to 1. So 2 plus 1, what does it give? It gives us 3. So let's pass the value to its child node. When we are passing the value to its child node, it gets multiplied with 2. So we pass 6 here, we pass 6 here. Since the upper nodes are given more precedence than the lower nodes. 6 plus 0 is 6, and it's a leaf node, so 6 gets added to the answer. Let's walk through the last case. We have 6 getting passed from the parent, and 6 plus 1 is 7, it's a leaf node, and we stop the progression. So what is the total sum that we have calculated? It's 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, and this turns out to be 22. Pretty simple and straightforward, nothing complicated here. The time complexity of this approach is order of n, since you are iterating through the elements only once. So let's proceed ahead and quickly look at the coding section and conclude this question. Here I have defined a private global variable total sum that will store the answer, and in case my root happens to be null, I simply return 0. Otherwise, I invoke sum root to leaf DFS helper method that I have created, and the responsibility of this method is to update the total sum variable. In the end, we simply return the total sum variable. It accepts two parameters. One is the current node of the tree that you are interested in iterating through, and the other one is the current sum that you have calculated so far. Since we are starting the iteration, I'll pass in root and 0 to it. So let's walk through this helper method that I have created. If my root happens to be null, I simply abort the process. Otherwise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to update my current sum with the root's value that I have calculated. So current sum is equal to current sum plus the root value, the current value at the root. And in case this node happens to be a leaf node, this is check for leaf node, I simply add it to my the current sum value to my total sum and return back. We don't want to progress further. Otherwise, I invoke the same helper method onto its left child and right child and pass in 2 times the current sum because we are progressing lower in the tree. When we are progressing lower in the tree, we have to multiply the total sum, the current sum that we have calculated by 2. Pretty simple and straightforward. Why we are doing it? Because the upper nodes in the tree should be given higher precedence than the lower nodes. So let's try this up. I don't know why did it hung. It's looks like some network issues with my system. So let's resubmit it. Accepted. It's 100 times faster. Memory usage is also fine. The time complexity of this approach is order of n, and the space complexity for this approach is the standard one, the height of the tree, which is nothing but log n. This brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are looking for more questions on tree traversals, I'm attaching the link to the playlist in the comment section below. Do give it a shot. Thanks for viewing it. Have a great day ahead and stay tuned for more updates from Coding Decoded. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you found this video interesting.